Welcome, everybody, to the LIPSEY'S Aim Higher podcast. This is the story of many Roberts here. We have Rob, Robert, Bobby, every variation of the name, and Jason.
Yeah.
So we've got Bobby
from Louisiana. He could be Jason Bob.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. Bobby Tyler from Tyler Gunworks and Simply Rugged Holsters. I mean, Jason, this is a real treat for you.
I know.
I mean, you got two
of my favorite people.
He's a fanboy. He really is. Both you guys. I mean, outside of firearms, you two come up in topic probably more than anybody else.
Yeah.
So glad you guys are here. Welcome.
Well, it's nice to be here. Thank you.
So kick it off. Let's.
Well, two of the big when we talk about LIPSEY'S exclusive especially single actions and double action revolvers, the two questions we always get is who should I get to clean the action or tune the gun or color case it, and where do I get my leather?
Right.
And here it is, right here, both of them, right in front of us.
Good problem.
That's a good problem to have.
Right.
You know?
So we can recap for a minute. We'll start with the Colt Python. We did a quick little video on it, but let's talk about that again, kind of that project, and we can maybe elaborate a little bit more on it.
Yeah, so we've been working with Colt to do a project for a while now. We want to do something with the Python. The Python has been an overwhelming success. It's still on allocation, still hard to get. And when it came out with the 3-inch Python, we're like, man, this is the ultimate barbecue gun.
Yeah.
So Bobby and I talked about it for a while, and he said, look, you know what? This is the time to get a project going. Colt agreed to do it, and we got guns over to Tyler Gunworks, and then Bobby put his magic on them. And Bobby, why don't you tell us a little bit what you did to them?
Well, we went through, we did this, so the engraving on it is all hand-drawn. It's Rocky Sharp engraving. He did all the pattern work, and so we got all the engraving on, and the premier grade. This is a line that is just above the best.
Yeah.
And so the grips, we decided to go with a stag grip.
They're gorgeous.
And they're hand-built. They're
hand-fitted.
They're hand-fitted.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get any more American than that.
Right. Yeah.
So the collectability, let's talk about finding an old Colt single action from way back in the day, and they've either got ivory or stags.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
And so one of these days, we're all going to go away. That gun will still be engraved,
right,
and it will still have grips on it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we have it at the booth, so anybody,
it looks really
watching,
good.
listening, you want to come
It's
by.
been the most picked up gun in the booth the whole week.
That's a good test to make sure that nobody's going to wear the handles out.
Do we have a holster for it?
Funny you should ask. A guy I know just ended up with 20 feet of python skin and been making python holsters.
Save it.
For all
Hang on to it. We're going to need that.
Wow.
I feel something coming.
There it goes.
Yeah. That's amazing.
We built one for my friend's wife. He got her a 3-inch python for Christmas. We were at a New Year's Eve dinner party, and Jan asked her, she says, "You like your holster?" She says, "Are you kidding me?" Pulls up her jacket. She's got her python belt, holster, speed loader pouch.
It's our kind of girl.
Yeah.
Ready
it's
to
Arizona, so.
We're going to need that in 4 and 6.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think so. I know.
What about some new stuff from your camp? What you working on?
We're doing kind of a retro range holster from the 70s that we're calling the Range Master. And right now it's just a handmade. We've made about 3 of them for certain customers. We're gonna reintroduce this holster, and it's kind of straight out of Gunsight 1976.
Yeah,
and,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nice type of retro gear. Will be out in the next few months.
Nice.
And we're doing a dedicated inside the waistband holster. A lot of young guys like to carry them appendix.
Right.
You can carry an appendix or in front of your hip or behind your hip for revolvers and autoloaders.
What's the Cliff Notes sort of version of the process of making one of those holsters? For example, the kind of the throwback holster you're working on. I know it's all basically handcrafted.
Yeah.
The time frame and kind of that process.
Well, thinking up of a design and then working it out for, I usually start with autoloaders with 1911 design.
Yeah.
Ubiquitous. Everybody's going to buy everything I make. And then I got to expand it out for Glocks and M&Ps and HKs. And so just working with the design to make sure it works, on your hip with that gun. And, the mag release is here. And, the guy might want to do this to his gun. So taking all that into account.
There's a lot of variables.
Yes.
Tons, yeah.
Well, especially when you got guns like 1911s where there's a lot of customization.
Yeah.
Because there's all kind of different odds and ends that you might have to deal with. Because people have been cutting and putting on those things on since the 50s. So all kind of designs.
And Bobby, when you do like the the hand engraving, like what's the time frame on that? Let's say something around the size of that Colt, for example. If you were to hand engrave all of that, I mean, what are we talking about?
So you start basically the same place. Anything you do, you got to start with a plan.
Yeah.
And so lay out the artwork, figure out how much artwork, where your negatives are going to be. One of the things people don't think about in engraving, if you don't have some negative, they'll call and say, hey, 100% coverage. I'm like, buddy, you don't want 100% coverage for a couple of reasons.
Yeah. Right.
But so having the negatives in the right place so that it offsets the engraving.
Yeah.
And so what we do is we design the engraving, and then we draw it out, and the guys sit there, and then they'll hand draw it on there. Yeah. And when they go to cutting, 20 to 40 hours per gun. I mean, it's a...
Yeah.
It's fun to watch our master engraver work.
Oh, it's unreal. And my guys, so we do things a little differently. I say, you're the artist, you draw it, you cut it. I'm not going to come to you and say, here's this pattern.
Right.
I want this pattern on this gun.
Right.
Because if you put an artist in a bottle, you'll never get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Start.
That's interesting.
I've made a point to never take my guys, stick them in a bottle and put the lid on. I just say, hey, here's a cup.
Right.
Engrave it.
What are you working on right now? What kind of stuff you got going on?
So we got a few projects going. We've got, of course, we've got all of our production color case work. That's kind of our bread and butter.
Yeah, love that.
We're still taking a little bit of private work right now, but we're to the point right now where we're backlogged out to where I don't want stuff just sitting for extended periods of time in that department.
Right.
We're working on our lightweight right now. We got a couple more projects in the queue.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got a lot of pythons sitting around that we're trying to get out, and anticipating
let's prioritize those.
Yeah. Push all the other side, get those pythons going.
Anticipating the next run.
Yeah.
One other thing that we really didn't ever see coming, and kind of our business plan is I just jump in, and if the industry pushes me in a direction, I go.
Yeah.
And so when we started buying the collections of all these ones that's gone before us, and going out and getting with their wives, all of a sudden I've got like 400 guns on my website that are good used firearms.
Yeah.
It's not stuff that you can call and order.
Right.
It's Ruger #1s, Marlin 39s, stuff that you can't find. And so that has really grown to a point where we've got an entire team dedicated to that.
Wow.
And so it was something we never saw coming, but we embraced it.
Yeah, kind of a new business lever that, just sort of happened, but that's great.
Always a solid business. When I managed gun stores for years, and you'd get people, well, when are you going to order in some new used guns?
Right.
Get right on that. Right. That'd be a good call for Jason.
Yeah. Let me patch you over to Lipsey's.
Yeah, there we go. What else, Jason? What else you want to tackle here?
Well, just keep in mind, everybody listening, that Ruger is getting back up with some single action stuff, so we should hopefully start seeing some of our special makeups, some of the the 3 3/4 inch Bisleys and stuff like that. There's kind of sometimes hard to find holsters for. Simply Rugged's got you covered on those. So I mean, if you want to carry a large, heavy firearm and be able to carry it comfortably where you don't even realize it's on, his sourdough pancake is tough to beat.
That's awesome.
Full size 1911, the same thing.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go out and somebody says you're going to wear it all day, in any environment, the holster I pick is that one because at the end of the day, I'm not hurting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, my everyday carry gun is a SIG 365, and it's in one of Rob's Cuda holsters. Yeah. Every day.
That's awesome. And
I can carry my 629 mountain gun in one of the sourdough pancakes under a T-shirt, untucked T-shirt, and wear it all day, and nobody would ever know it.
No problem. Well, guys, thank you. Thanks for taking a minute out and talking with us.
Pleasure seeing you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to meet both of you guys.
It's been good to meet you, Rob.
Yeah, you too. And until next time, guys, aim higher.